Hey foodies, welcome to Unusual Food Finds. Today we're diving into exotic bug delicacies worldwide. Get ready for a tantalizing adventure. Waxworms are consumed in various countries, often as a novelty or sustainable protein source. Here's how they are eaten in some regions. In the Netherlands, waxworms are increasingly used as a sustainable protein source in innovative food products. They are often processed into flour and incorporated into baked goods such as bread, cookies, and cakes. Waxworm protein bars and snacks are also gaining popularity among health-conscious consumers. In the UK, waxworms are sometimes used as an exotic ingredient in gourmet dishes. They are typically pan-fried or roasted with herbs and spices, and served as a crunchy topping or garnish for salads, pasta dishes, or risottos. Waxworms may also be incorporated into adventurous tasting menus at upscale restaurants. In the U.S., waxworms are primarily used as live bait for fishing, but they are also gaining traction as a sustainable food source. They are often dried and seasoned as a crunchy snack or ground into a protein-rich powder for use in protein bars, energy bites, and other health foods. In Mexico, waxworms are sometimes used as a traditional ingredient in certain regional cuisines. They are typically roasted or grilled and served as a crunchy snack or street food. Waxworms may also be incorporated into tacos, quesadillas, or other dishes for added texture and flavor. Overall, waxworms are regarded as a versatile and sustainable food source in many countries, and their consumption reflects a growing interest in alternative protein sources and environmentally friendly food options. Bees are consumed in various forms in different countries, each with its own culinary traditions and cultural significance. In countries like China, Japan, and Thailand, bee larvae are considered a delicacy and are often harvested from beehives. They are typically eaten raw or lightly cooked and enjoyed for their creamy texture and sweet flavor. In some regions, bee larvae are also stir-fried or added to soups and hot pots. In parts of Africa, especially in countries like Uganda and South Africa, bee larvae are also consumed as a traditional food. They are typically harvested from wild beehives and are eaten raw or cooked. Bee larvae are valued for their high protein content and are often considered a nutritious and sustainable food source. While bee larvae are not as commonly consumed in Europe as in some other regions, there are still some culinary traditions that involve bees. In certain European countries such as France and Spain, bee larvae are sometimes harvested and used in gourmet cuisine, particularly in high-end restaurants where they may be incorporated into dishes as a luxurious ingredient. Among indigenous communities in North America, bee larvae have been historically consumed as a traditional food. In some Native American cultures, bee larvae were gathered from wild beehives and eaten raw or cooked as a source of protein and nutrition. Overall, while bee larvae are not as widely consumed as some other insect species, they hold cultural significance in many communities around the world and are valued for their nutritional content and unique flavor profile. In many countries where termites are consumed, they are typically prepared by roasting, frying, or boiling. The exact method of preparation can vary depending on cultural preferences and culinary traditions. Here are a few examples of how termites are eaten in different countries. In Africa, termites are a common food source in many African countries, where they are often harvested during the rainy season when they swarm. In regions such as Nigeria, Ghana, and Cameroon, termites are usually roasted or fried and enjoyed as a crunchy snack or added to soups and stews for flavor and nutrition. In parts of Asia, including Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos, termites are also consumed as a traditional food. They are typically roasted or fried and served as a crunchy snack, sometimes seasoned with spices or chili. In some cases, termites are also used in traditional medicine for their perceived health benefits. In South America countries like Brazil and Colombia, termites are known as salvas or zampapas and are considered a delicacy. They are often collected from termite mounds and cooked in various ways, such as grilling or frying. Termites are valued for their flavor and nutritional content, especially their high protein content. Overall, termites are regarded as a valuable food source in many cultures, providing not only sustenance, but also cultural significance as a traditional and often cherished food item. Caterpillars are consumed in various countries, each with its own culinary traditions and methods of preparation. In many African countries, caterpillars are a traditional and nutritious food source. They are typically harvested from the wild during the rainy season when they are abundant. Caterpillars are usually boiled, roasted, or fried until crispy, and then seasoned with salt, spices, or other flavorings. They are enjoyed for their high protein content and unique taste, and they are often eaten as a snack or added to stews, soups, or porridges. In countries like Brazil, Colombia, and Venezuela, caterpillars are also consumed as a traditional food item. They are typically harvested from the forest and then cooked in various ways, such as grilling, frying, or stewing. Caterpillars are valued for their nutritional content and are considered a delicacy in many indigenous communities. In some parts of Asia, including Thailand, Laos, and Myanmar, caterpillars are eaten as a snack or delicacy. They are typically deep fried until crispy and then seasoned with salt, chili powder, or other spices. Caterpillars are enjoyed for their crunchy texture and savory flavor, and they are often sold by street vendors or at local markets. In some indigenous Australian communities, witchetty grubs, the larvae of the cossid moth, are a traditional food source. They are typically harvested from the roots of certain plants and then cooked in various ways, such as roasting or boiling. Witchetty grubs are valued for their high protein content and are considered a nutritious and sustainable food source. Overall, caterpillars are regarded as a nutritious and flavorful food source in many cultures around the world, and their consumption reflects the culinary diversity and resourcefulness of people in utilizing local resources for sustenance. Mopane worms are primarily consumed in southern Africa, particularly in countries like Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, and South Africa. Here's how they are typically prepared and eaten: Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Botswana. Mopane worms are a popular and traditional food in these countries. They are typically harvested from mopane trees during the rainy season when they are abundant. The worms are hand-picked from the branches, washed, and then boiled or sun-dried to preserve them. Once dried, mopane worms can be stored for long periods and are often rehydrated before cooking. Mopane worms can be prepared in various ways, including frying, stewing, or sautéing with onions, tomatoes, and spices. They are sometimes served as a standalone dish or added to stews, soups, or relishes for flavor and nutrition. In some cases, mopane worms are also ground into a powder and used as a seasoning or flavoring agent. Mopane worms hold cultural significance in many southern African communities and are often consumed during special occasions, ceremonies, or festivals. They are valued for their high protein content and are considered a nutritious and sustainable food source. In South Africa, mopane worms are also enjoyed as a traditional delicacy, particularly in rural areas. They are typically prepared in a similar manner to neighboring countries, with variations in seasoning and cooking methods depending on regional preferences. Overall, Mopane worms are regarded as a nutritious and flavorful food source in southern Africa, and their consumption reflects the culinary diversity and cultural heritage of the region. Thank you for tuning in to Unusual Food Finds. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until our next adventure, take care and keep exploring.